Joining me now is celebrity and royal commentator Kinsey Schofield. Let's start with rapper, music mogul, and top Democrat community organiser P. Diddy, also known as Puff Daddy. His real name is Sean Combs, and he is fighting serious allegations, including sex trafficking. He's in jail right now. He's been denied bail. He faces anywhere from 15 years to life in prison if found guilty. As a result, the left is scrambling to disassociate themselves from Diddy. USA Today even ran this dishonest headline, trying to tie Diddy to Donald Trump. But the reality is that P. Diddy has been a powerful influence within the Democrat establishment for years. The vote or die campaigns have been enormously successful for Democrats, including in the 2020 election. Here is Barack Obama thanking Diddy for his stellar work.
I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
Kinsey, it can't just be the Democrats in a tailspin over these allegations. There are fears, I'm sure, amongst many in Hollywood and in the music industry. His parties were attended by big names, the likes of Jay-Z and Leonardo DiCaprio. We're talking about the A-listers here. How many of them would be worried today?
I mean, they're all worried. They're all trying to push back and distance themselves. In the latest lawsuit against Diddy, this is just one of the civil lawsuits. One of his former recording artists claims he assaulted his ex-girlfriend Cassie in front of Usher, Neo. In one of the lawsuits, Prince Harry is mentioned. And the Daily Beast wrote an interesting piece about how Diddy used images with famous friends to dispel these rumors throughout the years that he was engaging in criminal behavior, and that the strategy seemed to work for quite some time.
Oh, absolutely. We've spoken previously on this program about the charges he faced in New York. The woman who was shot in the face and says it was him, but one of his crew took the blame, and she says it was Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, who did it. So he's been skating on thin ice for a long time, but up until this point, he seems to have got away with it, and we'll see. I mean, he still hasn't been convicted, but certainly these charges are serious enough that bail has been denied. Now, his former girlfriend, fiance, Jennifer Lopez, she's joined the list of celebs endorsing Kamala Harris. She did that during Kamala's interview with Oprah. Now, we all know J-Lo isn't exactly known for her ability to make wise choices. It's not just a P. Diddy connection. How many divorces are we up to now?
I think we're almost full. We're almost a handful. We're at 4 now. But you know what's so interesting about
four.
Yeah. What's so interesting about this, Rita, is that the rumor here in Hollywood is that her people are mentally preparing in case a sex tape between her and Diddy comes out. That is what they are so scared of. So J-Lo very much trying to distance herself, despite the fact, remember that Versace dress? Her and Diddy, he elevated her at that time, and she hasn't said a peep since all of this has gone down.
Now, another celebrity who has famously endorsed Kamala Harris, possibly the most famous celebrity in the world right now, Taylor Swift. Well, that endorsement appears to have backfired. It seems to have hurt her image more than it has damaged him. There's a new survey that shows she's now got a favorability rating that's below Donald Trump. Hers sits at 42%. His is at 47%. What do you make of this endorsement? Do you think it's a wise move for these celebs to come out so strongly against one candidate or another?
I think that Taylor Swift is so stubborn, and this was such a bad move on her part. If you just scroll through TikTok, you see all of the moms that are like, I will never give her another dime. My daughter will not attend another concert. And I think she really, has become such a polarizing figure for doing this again. And Kamala is not the answer. It's like they were all quiet when it was Biden, and they all knew he was too old. But how is Kamala any better? She is the Biden administration.
Well, they don't really explain why she's better. They don't really explain which of her policies that they love and what's going to improve the country. It all seems to be this TDS they're all afflicted with, Trump derangement syndrome. Now, Janet Jackson's backed down from her claims that Kamala Harris isn't really black. She released a statement clarifying her claims and saying that she was misled by misinformation. Tell me about this reaction. I did see an almighty media storm when her initial comments were made public.
I mean, she's been completely destroyed on the internet. She's being torn apart on social media. And I think there was an interesting and well-documented argument in the idea that Kamala has previously embraced her Indian heritage much more than her father's Jamaican heritage. Listen to her accents on the road, plural accents. It does often feel like she is pandering to engage a specific audience. But when you get it so wrong, like Trump and Janet, it jeopardizes the entire debate.
It does. It does. And I think there is an argument that some make that she's not African American because of her ethnicity, Jamaican and Indian. But really, it shouldn't matter what her ethnicity is. This obsession with race seems to be so backward. Now, this story is fascinating. It's something like from a mini-series. An internal memo intended for New York Magazine staff has been leaked, revealing that one of their star reporters, Olivia Nuzzi, has had a secret romantic relationship with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., lasting for around 9 months. She's now on leave while the matter is being investigated. Kinsey, what more can you tell us about this? Robert F. Kennedy is married, last I checked. How does his wife, Cheryl Hines, feel about this?
What I can tell you is that I'm obsessed with this story. Okay, we understand that the story leaked after RFK was bragging about nude pictures he'd received from this journalist. Cheryl Hines has since been seen without her wedding band. RFK Jr. was seen over the weekend wearing his in Las Vegas. By the way, I would not trust that man alone in Las Vegas. But, he has a history of cheating on his wife. He has a history of being a lust addict. And I didn't see this coming. I thought that he'd outgrown this. I thought that he'd become a better man.
Yeah, I cannot believe he's still carrying on like this at this age. I mean, when will he grow up? And Cheryl Hines, by all accounts, is just about the nicest person in Hollywood. Even having this association with Donald Trump as a Hollywood star hasn't really damaged her too much because she's so well liked. I think Larry David said she's the nicest person in Hollywood. She doesn't deserve this, Kinsey.
Absolutely not. I'm so ashamed of it for RFK Jr. because his family was vicious when he decided he was going to run for president. And you were almost rooting for him because you couldn't believe that his entire family was so vicious throughout the process. But now you're like, well, what? Maybe they knew something.
Well, no, their rationale was entirely different. Kinsey Schofield, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you.